Hey, all you beautiful people. Welcome to Wyoming. This is not where I was planning to be right now. Let me take a step back. I'm Katie. This is Fluffy Dog. And we are in Lander, Wyoming. I love Lander. It's a great little town. But we are supposed to be in the mountains right now, backpacking, setting our tent up by a glacial lake. But the Jeep is broke again. Same problem as it was in my last video, but this time hopefully it's actually getting fixed. I was on the way to the trailhead where we were gonna start hiking, and the Jeep just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And fortunately I was able to get it to a town, which is Lander, and to a Jeep dealer. Hopefully they will have it back for me tomorrow. They had to order a part from Denver. It's the fuel pump. So now we are cruising down Main Street in downtown Lander. Lander is a pretty small town, 8,000 people. Cute little town, kind of a gateway to the Wind River range, which is an amazing mountain range. A very loud vehicle. And I'm looking for some dinner. We have picked up some takeout dinner at the local restaurant called the Cowfish. We're gonna walk over to a nearby park and sit in the shade and eat some dinner because it's pretty hot out here. So what we got at the Cowfish restaurant is a wedge salad, because I just can't really resist a wedge salad. I don't know why. I mean, they're really kind of simple, gimmicky things, but I like them. What we have here is the ribeye and a shrimp. And the ribeye is a hot coffee rub, something like that. Looking forward to this stuff. All right, let's try this steak. That's good. It's got a little kick to it, a little bit of heat. I like it. I think Fluffy likes it too. The last time I visited Lander was probably about 20 years ago, and it looks almost exactly the same. Very little has changed. That's not a bad thing. We're almost back to the hotel. I think I'm gonna turn in and do some video editing and do some research on some hikes and or backpacking trips that I can do in my shortened allotted period of time. Crossing my fingers that I get the Jeep back tomorrow. See you guys in the morning. Have the Jeep back. It seems to be running like it should. Cross your fingers. So our current plan, it is 6:30 at night, and we are going to drive to Boulder, Wyoming, to the Big Sandy Trailhead. It's going to take about 2 hours, so I got to get going. And we're going to leave Lander behind for a little bit. Our original plan was to hike to the Cirque of Towers from here and do a loop that takes 4 to 5 days. But because of the car troubles, I have a much shorter time period that I can hike. We're still going to go to the Cirque of Towers, but we're going to start from the Pinedale side of the mountain, and that should take a much shorter period of time. And hopefully we'll be coming out in a couple of days. It is Tuesday night, and hopefully we'll be back on the road and headed to Colorado by Friday afternoon, because I have to meet my sister for the next leg of our journey in Granby, Colorado. So we're hitting the road. Aurora. We made it. So I'm camped along the main road in some dispersed camping. This is the big sandy opening road, and I didn't want to get too far off the main road just in case, because, you know, Jeep and all the troubles we've been having. Wow. This is such a beautiful view, and I cannot wait to get up in those mountains tomorrow. It's gonna be it's gonna be awesome. Hey, oh my goodness, what did you roll in? And oh my goodness. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh no. Y'all need to see what Fluffy just did. Hey, what did you do? Did you roll in something dead and decaying? Yeah, I think you did. Oh no. You got it all over. Oh. Well, someone's gonna get a bath before bed. Thank goodness for my Helio shower. Does not make a happy Fluffy. But oh my god. Fluffy hates this. But oh my god, he did this to himself. Thank goodness I also carry gloves, because dead things are one thing, but upon closer inspection, it looks like he actually got into human poop. That is awful. He has never done that before. I suppose there's a first time for everything, unfortunately. Oh, that's disgusting. How you doing this morning? Are you a little dirty? You're not as dirty as you were last night, and this dirt is just dirt, not dead things, so that's okay. Are you a good boy? Oh my goodness, you have a little bump on your nose. Is that a mosquito bite? Good morning. I am kind of taking my time this morning. I've got the Jeep packed up though. I have my backpack packed up. I have Fluffy's backpack packed up. Fluffy is ready to go. He saw me pull the leash out and was like, I'm like, not yet. I haven't had all my coffee yet. We're gonna head down the road just half a mile or so to the trailhead. It is the Big Sandy Trailhead, and we are going to take the Big Sandy Trail to Jackass Pass. That's what it's called, Jackass Pass, into the basin, the Cirque of Towers basin. The Cirque of Towers has been on my bucket list for a couple of decades, to go visit there, and I hope I make it. Pretty sure I'll make it, but it may take a little while. It's quite a climb. We're starting at a much lower elevation. I think it's around 3,600, 4,000 foot climb. And that's not crazy, but I'm not super in shape right now. So I'm working on it. And this is one step towards it. So here we go. The parking lot is full, so we are in a little parking overflow area. There you go. There you go. There's a good boy. You can see up here. Let's find it. It is right about 10 a.m. that we're hitting the trail. I added my umbrella there as a last minute addition because I see some clouds. I do have rain gear, but an umbrella works much better than rain gear. or in conjunction with rain gear. So the good news about this trail is that you don't have to carry much water. So while my pack is not super crazy light, at least it's not filled with 5 more pounds of water. We've already signed the trail register, and so we are ready to hit the trail. We are starting off in a nice little woodsy area where there's a lot of shade, but there's also a whole lot of people. Let's see, first crossroads, let's see where we go. All trails point forward. The way Fluffy Dog is going. Okay, let's go forward. This little creek is lovely. Fluffy's stopping for a little drink. Just had to stop to put on bug spray. I have permethrin on my clothes, but the mosquitoes are pretty little vicious. We are going through a nice little meadow here. It's very pretty. Fluffy chomping at the bit. It's starting to get super pretty. And this isn't the pretty part. It's lunchtime. Fluffy is running around like an idiot. That was Fluffy coming through. Here it is. He has been in some rare form this morning. Something put a bee in his bonnet. He just wants to stop and smell everything. Go this way and that way. That is not very typical Fluffy behavior. He's usually actually quite a good boy and quite well behaved, but not today. I think he's excited to get back out in the wilderness and out of the hotel, as am I. We are having cheese and sausage for lunch. We're gonna have that for lunch tomorrow too, because it was easy and it's super high calorie, which you want on a hike, and it's good. Good boy. Good boy. It's not that he's a really good boy, it's that Mama has bacon strips. This is what Fluffy comes running for. Not me. My goodness, he is just full of it. Full of it. He's normally such a good boy, and you were full of it. Cheese and crackers, it's what's for lunch. That was a very nice little lunch break by the stream, and I have let Fluffy off the leash because he's driving me batty. Seems to be listening when I call him to come, and I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for wildlife, but he just will not walk a straight line today. Just all over the place. So we'll let him we'll let him wear himself out a little bit. So of course I let him off the leash, and all he's doing is just dogging my footsteps, like practically stepping on my heels. I can't win. We're at about mile 4-ish right now. Stopped at a little stream so Fluffy could get a drink, and so I can sit for a second. I'm actually just really tired today. I think all the stuff I've been doing, and I didn't get enough sleep last night. I'm just more tired than usual. So I'm going real slow. So my plan is somewhere around between mile 6 and 7-ish, find a place to camp tonight and sit around for a bit and read a book. So that's my plan, to be kind of lazy. I was gonna do, or I was contemplating doing a loop hike, and I can't think of words right now. I was contemplating doing a loop hike over Texas Pass and back down, which would be a 25-mile hike, and I would love to do that, but one, I'd have to rush it. I'd have to go pretty fast, and I'm just not feeling that. And 2, I'm tired, so we're gonna take it easy. I think Fluff will be on board with our plan. He actually seems kind of tired now too, after all the crazy running around he was doing this morning. Now he's kind of tired too. We make a good pair. We are 5 miles back. And this guy comes trucking along in jeans and a sweatshirt. And all he was carrying with him was a grocery bag that was filled with a big bottle of Sprite. Possibly a bottle of alcohol in there too. But it makes you wonder sometimes. Definitely makes you wonder. We're getting closer to the mountains. We're at mile 5 and just starting to get glimpses of Big Sandy Lake. It's gorgeous. And now the trail goes up. We are hopefully only going up the trail a little tiny bit, just enough to find an appropriate campsite. You need to camp 100 foot from trails and streams, and 200 foot from the lake. It's lovely. I may be regretting not staying down near Big Sandy Lake, because it goes up, and I'm not quite sure how far it goes up. I'm hoping that we get up another switchback or 2 and we'll be to another kind of broad valley with some lakes, but that's what it looks like on the map. But we'll see. We're getting higher and higher up the trail, and the views are getting prettier. Wasn't actually intending to go this high, but it's just a slope and there's no camping. There's no good camp spots, so like we gotta conquer the slope and get over this little ridge slash pass, and then hopefully find a campsite up there. This trail has climbed up really fast. That's where we came from, and I was just looking for a campsite down at the lake and didn't find a good one. And that's pretty far down there. And we still have a little ways to go uphill. It just keeps going up and up and up. I think that we're almost there. Well, we're not to our final destination. I think we're almost to where I can find a campsite tonight. Are you ready to be at a campsite and curling up in your tent and having your dinner? Yeah. Good boy. We're starting to see the backside of the Cirque. There's some mountains for you. Very pretty. But we still got like 1,000 feet to go. I think it's like 1,000 feet up. It's 1,000 feet distance, and it looks like it's about 1,000 feet up. We're climbing up this granite slabby stuff, and super easy. It's not, there's no actual real challenge to it. It's not difficult terrain. That said, there's supposed to be a bunch of Karens up here to tell you the way, and there's not. But you can look at the path and kind of tell where you're supposed to go, just based on the wear patterns in the granite. So it's a good thing a lot of people do this trail. You can see where this granite is clean, not worn and not dirty. This granite, especially right here, is, I don't know if you can tell that in the video, but it's worn. You can actually see the path worn into the granite. Beautiful territory. And I'm hoping that I find the lake soon and that there's camping next to it. We have been climbing up and over this, I would call it scree, but it's not scree, big boulder field for a while now, and gaining elevation, and we're about to drop down finally to the lake. All right, I've gotten to my tent site. It took a long time. It took a long time to find a tent site, someplace flat enough that was within the regulations of the wilderness. That was hard. I had to tromp around for like 45 minutes to try to find a spot. My only other option was to go over that pass behind me and look for one over there. And I was not up for that. So I do have a somewhat challenging tent site, but I'm going to make it work. And I'm exhausted. So I'm going to stop filming for tonight just because I need to concentrate on getting my tent up and food and Fluffy. He has had his dinner already. So I will see you guys in the morning. What you doing here, Muffin? Are you checking things out? Are you? Are you my good boy this morning? This is the view outside my tent right now. It's a little froggy out there. Good morning. I have gotten the tent packed up and walking over to fill up my water bladder from this little stream. But I will tell you the story of last night. It's not that exciting of a story. It's just that I was tired. This is a lovely little stream. We are going to get some water for the next portion of the trip. So our campsite last night was right up on this little ridge. It was a terrible campsite. It was very slanty, but it was on a slab, so it was on a slab of hard rock. It was super unpleasant. But it was the flattest piece of ground that I could find that fit within the wilderness regulations for camping away from streams and trails and lakes. It was awful. I would not use that campsite again. But it took me 30 minutes of tromping around trying to find just that one, and I was tired, so we went with it. It rained last night, and that made it a little more difficult to sleep for about half the night. I would have had my earplugs in, but I didn't know it was gonna rain, and I stuck my earplugs in my bear bag. And by the time it started raining, I was not going to go out in the rain to my bear bag to get my earplugs. So we just dealt with it. But anyway, raining. Even though I have a sleeping pad, it doesn't really, I mean, it helps, of course, but it's not that great if you're lying on a rock slab all night long. So less than excited about the amount of sleep I got last night, but that's okay. It did okay, and woke up this morning and it was crazy overcast, huge misty clouds rolling in, but it looks like that's clearing out, which is good because I'm hoping that we'll get to actually see the Cirque by the time we get over there. That's the whole point of this trip, is to see the Cirque, and if the clouds stay over there, we won't get to see it. But I think they're gonna move out. I think we'll be okay. So this is where we're going. We need to go up this in between these two little guys here, and we'll go be walking on the other side of this rise, and somewhere over there that direction is another little lake and is Jackass Pass. Haven't made it very far yet, but I can see that there are a lot better campsites just up the hill from where I was camping. Oh well, I live and learn. I should have walked up an extra 50 yards and would have found much better places to camp. We have been climbing and climbing and climbing about 3/4 of a mile now, and we're getting tantalizing glimpses now and then of where we're going. More clouds are moving through. I'm hoping they're moving through and we'll be able to see them, the Cirque in all its glory, without a ton of clouds. Wow. There's our Cirque. It's beautiful. And I think right about there is where Jackass Pass, at the top of Jackass, will be at the top of Jackass Pass once we get there. Whew. Wow. I mean, that's gorgeous, huh? We have made it to the top of Jackass Pass. Finally. That is the full Cirque. Man, that is beautiful. What I thought was Jackass Pass before was not. That's Jackass Pass. We're about to go up it. Just looked at my map. Over this pass, we should see the lake. Almost there. Almost. And getting waters from the stream? Good boy. Fluffy's waiting up there for Mama. He's like, lady, what is taking you so long? Why are you going up that hill so slow? For real this time. We've made it to the top of Jackass Pass. A little out of breath. There's even a sign that tells us so. That is the Cirque of Towers. So beautiful. The Cirque in all its glory. There's Lonesome Lake. Fluffy says, look, Ma, I made it. I just tried to get the classic tripod walking out to the Cirque shot, and we're not getting that today. It's too windy. Camera just went boop. Not going to happen. This is an absolutely stunning place to have lunch and snacks, but it's cold and windy, so we're not gonna hang for very long. It's getting colder and colder the longer I sit here, and I think we're gonna start heading back. But wow, such an amazing place. Really glad I got to hike all the way here. Are you hungry? You want a little bit? He is not cooperating. He's making it very difficult to get a Fluffy selfie in front of the mountains. But here we are. Oh, beautiful boy. He's ready to go. We are headed back the way we came. If I make really good time, I may go all the way back to the car. I could kind of use a hamburger. So I'm probably gonna push it a little bit to get back to the car because I'd really like a hamburger. This is the bit that I originally thought was Jackass Pass. You can actually see some people down there coming down it. That is not Jackass Pass, but you've got to come up. You came up this whole thing from the other side. You got to come down it, meet. It goes actually way down there, and then come back up to Jackass Pass. I am pretty sure that whoever designed these trails could have designed them in a way that did not have so many ups and downs. Maybe it's their way of keeping people out of the wilderness. I don't know. But they definitely have more ups and downs than I think are strictly necessary. Fluffy found himself a little bit of snow. Are you eating the snow? It is so windy up here and cold. We're headed down. We are back down at the lake where we spent the night last night. It's very pretty. And now we have to go up. So you can see, actually might be able to see some people climbing up around there. We've got to go up and then we start going down again. And this should be the last real significant up before getting to the car. There'll be little ups, but this will be the last significant one, and that makes me very happy. You're a good boy. We've made it back down to Big Sandy Lake, which means we have about 5 miles left to go, and so it's only 3 o'clock, so I have no problem. I could camp out here tonight, but I want that burger, so I'm gonna go get that burger. We've got about a mile left, and there's a lot of thunder happening right now, so I'm glad to be getting back to the vehicle. We're in a okay area. We're in a well-treed area and no exposure, but still, lightning can be a little fickle. You never know where it's gonna hit. Raindrops are falling on my head. They're pretty light though. So maybe the rain will keep the skeeters down just a little bit. So we can only hope. It definitely has gotten rainy enough for me to break out the umbrella. Could have broken out my rain gear, but this is actually easier to grab because it's on the top of the pack, or it's on the outside of the pack. So there's some thunder and lightning. We're almost there. We're almost to the car, and the rain is coming down harder. It's hailing. Glad I got out the umbrella. Fluffy is not happy about all the rain and the hail. I think it's lightened up a little bit, even though it's still raining, it's not hailing. The thunder and lightning is still present, but it's moving away. We have like half a mile left. I'm gonna go for it. How you doing, bud? Are you soaking wet? Yay, we made it. And it's just as crowded as it was. Made it back to the car. I'm a little damp. Fluffy's a little damp as well. Are you a little damp? Yeah, a little damp. We are now going in search of that hamburger. I didn't get that hamburger. Just came out of there too late, and so didn't get my hamburger. But I'm gonna try again for tonight. I'm gonna meet Mary Beth down in Grand Lake, Colorado. We're gonna go on an adventure together with a friend of ours, and I think I may be able to scrounge up a hamburger tonight. In the meantime, I ended up driving out of the Big Sandy area last night and got as close to Rock Springs as I could to hopefully get a little closer to where I need to be today. And yeah, today we're gonna drive. Today's a driving day. But thanks for coming along with us. We'll see you next time.